And Bitcoin is probably going to, in the future, not be discussed as much as Satoshi will be.
Yes.
Because the value of Bitcoin is going to be too outrageous for anyone to even have a concept of it. It's like talking billions, right? When you have a few $100s in your pocket. It
Isn't that what El Salvador has said, that they're going to buy 1 Bitcoin per day until they can no longer afford to buy 1 Bitcoin per day?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a small country, but that's a huge commitment.
Technology question.
Technology question.
So it's a block, it's every 10 minutes.
Yes.
That is a constant. Doesn't matter.
It's not a constant.
Pardon me?
That block time can be, it could be a few minutes, it could be, the block time could be a few minutes, it could be half an
By the
hour.
halving price at all? So it's still going to be. Okay, thank you.
The only thing the halving changes is the amount of Bitcoin per 10-minute block that's rewarded to a miner.
The amount of Bitcoin in the block itself.
No.
Once it's settled. Once it's settled, they're rewarded.
Yeah, they're rewarded. Yeah.
So that 10-minute block,
Yeah.
when it's settled,
Yeah.
they get rewarded. Right now, 6.25.
Right.
Tomorrow, they get rewarded 3.125.
But so anything that happens in that 10-minute block, as far as fees go, get rewarded to that guy?
Yes.
Okay.
So today, they're rewarded 3.25 Bitcoin plus maybe 1.5 Bitcoin in fees. And the day of the ordinal went insane. They got, I can't remember what the number was.
It's crazy.
But it was more than the block reward.
So the fees are paid because of funds garnished from all the exchanges and the cost that you're paying to do.
Yeah, when you send Bitcoin, it could cost 10 cents, 20 cents, or $10.
Yeah.
Whatever the case it is that is paid in fees.
Right, so that's coming
The miner
out of the
gets.
Bitcoin that you're sending.
Yeah, once Bitcoin is no longer rewarded for the block, miners are strictly mining, supporting the network and mining transactions.
Right.
And it's already starting to
That's
happen.
the critical component.
Yes.
They,
Yeah, we have-
talking about miners getting out of it. Sorry, I was listening to something.
Right.
About miners getting out of it and stuff like that, but.
Every single halving we've had, the increase of hash rate has been on an uprise. It's never gone down. So it continually goes up, meaning they're earning enough. They have enough Bitcoin that they're supporting their mining, right?
They're making money. They're making profit.
They're making profits. And a lot of them are already running green. They're running off solar, wind, whatever it is. They're creating Bitcoin with mining that's green energy. So now this halving, what I was really wanting to superimpose here is the rewards are becoming insignificant. It's the transactions that are becoming more significant. We're seeing an upscale of transactions, like $40 billion a day right now we're seeing in transactions. Yeah, so I get rewarded for mining, and I've just plugged in S9s
Just
recently.
To heat your house.
Yeah, so they're heating my house, and I'm getting rewards. So the block rewards have been roughly about 1.5 to 2.5 Bitcoin in transaction fees. So out of the 6.5 that we have right now, we're pulling in about close to 9 Bitcoin with the added transactions. So when this lowers, the transaction fees aren't going to lower because the halving happened.
No.
They're going to increase because our volumes are still going up. We have EFTs right now that are trading on a consistent basis. So all these companies are buying Bitcoin, but because they have an EFT, they also have to sell the Bitcoin. If you buy an EFT right now and decide to sell it, they have to sell off the Bitcoin. So it circulates, right? And all of this is happening where you're not sucking out and buying all the Bitcoin. People are still selling the Bitcoin. And there's legacy, Satoshi legacy accounts that are moving now. So you've got one that just moved 600 million in Bitcoin onto an exchange. So this is old money, old Bitcoin that's coming back into circulation. What happens with it, no idea, but if it's hitting an exchange, that's up for grabs. Now, if you've got deep pockets and you've got El Salvador wants to continue buying, they got to pay whatever price it is. Yep. So as this is introduced back into the market, the demand will scale the price.
And there's always only so much.
There's only so much. And as we've seen with the previous halvings, this is going up in value. Now, if it's half of what it did the last halving, that's 300% gain. Mm-hmm. So right now we're sitting close to 100,000. That's almost 300,000 for one Bitcoin. And that's why I'm saying Satoshis are going to be the thing to do. Yeah. So buy Satoshis. No one can afford a Bitcoin anymore. It's a cost of a house soon.
The way I like to always put it to people is that what if you could buy a house in downtown Vancouver right now for, what is it? Canadian, it's $84,246 right now. What if you could buy a house in downtown Vancouver, a nice house in a great area, for $84,000? Would you do that? Well, yeah, you would, because they're millions of dollars now. Yet in just like 10, 15 years ago, these houses, you could buy them, well, not that little, but for a couple $100,000, and they're millions of dollars now, some of these houses. And some of them, like, you'll never ever be able to afford.
If you had $84,000 a year ago, you could buy roughly, let's go to tomorrow. What's going to happen?
That's the whole point.
I know.
We've got now a halving that's going to determine the price of Bitcoin in the near future. 4 years from now. 4 years is not a long time.
1 year from now, when we do this meetup,
1 year from now, yes.
1 year from now, when we do this meetup, and this is going to get published up on YouTube, because it's nice to have someone else doing this. Now, it's like 13, 14, 15 because of what Wayne's talking about.
Because of the amount of transactions that are coming through now.
Yeah.
And this is an important part of where this halving and the rewards comes in, because it's not as significant now as it was in the early stages. Not necessarily, because we still have layer 2 solutions that can do transactions.
You've got the choice of using the best, never hacked blockchain in the world, or Joe Schmo's blockchain. Which one are you going to use?
I like Joe Schmo. He's a good guy.
Funny enough, a lot of people do.
He's cheap.
Great job.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good night. Oh, it's not mine.
They're available.
I didn't wear a shirt today.
They're available for sale.
Time for plan B?
Oh, yeah.